All right, let's talk construction. Today, we're putting on our digital hard hats to dig into one of the biggest changes to hit the modern building site: building information modeling, or as you've probably heard it called, BIM. So picture this. You're on site, the pressure's on, and boom, you find out a massive steel beam is about to go exactly where some critical pipework is supposed to run. It's that classic gut-wrenching moment, a costly clash that means delays, rework, and a whole lot of headaches. If that sounds even remotely familiar, then you're in the right place. So what's the fix for these kinds of nightmares? Well, it's a process called BIM, but, that term gets thrown around a lot, so let's cut through the noise and get really clear on what it actually is, because it's probably not what you think.
The key word here, and this is really the most important takeaway, is process. See, BIM isn't just some fancy software or a cool 3D model you look at. It's a whole different way of working. It's a collaborative method for creating and managing every single piece of information on a project, from the very first sketch right through to the final handover.
The big idea behind it is actually pretty simple, but it is so powerful. With BIM, everyone, and I mean everyone, from architects and engineers to you, the site manager, is sharing the exact same information at the same time. No more hunting for the latest drawing or wondering if your plans are out of date. It's what we call a single source of truth for the entire project. Now, moving to BIM isn't like flipping a switch. The industry sees it as a journey through what they call maturity levels. It all starts at level 0, which is basically just a mess of 2D drawings. Then you move up, and the current industry standard is level 2. That's where you've got different teams working on their own 3D models, but sharing them in one central online hub, a common data environment. The future? That's level 3, a completely integrated cloud-based system. And listen, this isn't just some trendy idea that'll fade away. This is serious. The UK government actually made level 2 BIM a requirement for all of its big, centrally funded projects. That move alone shows you just how essential this way of working has become. It's absolutely here to stay.
Okay, so we know what it is, but let's get to the real question, right? What's in it for you? Why should you or your business actually care about all this? Let's talk benefits.
Well, the advantages are huge. We're talking about everything from saving serious time and money to making the site a safer place to be. But really, it all boils down to one thing: better collaboration. It's about finally breaking down those walls between teams so that projects just run smoother, from day one to completion.
Now, of all the perks that BIM brings to the table, there is one that gets people the most excited, and for very good reason. It's called clash detection.
Honestly, this is the absolute game changer. Remember that pipe hitting the steel beam we talked about at the start? Well, clash detection uses the 3D model to automatically find every single one of those conflicts before a single boot steps on site. You solve the problem with a few clicks in the digital world, not with an angle grinder on a freezing Tuesday morning. You're being proactive, not reactive.
And look, this isn't just a nice theory. The numbers are starting to back it up. Recent surveys show that more than a quarter of clients who've adopted BIM have seen real, measurable cost savings. And think about it. It's hard to track the money you didn't have to spend fixing mistakes, but the evidence is pretty clear. BIM saves cash.
So this all sounds great for the project as a whole, right? But what does it actually mean for you, the person on site managing the build, day in and day out? Let's break down how BIM is going to change your world.
Just think about how information flows right now. The old way? It was all about piles of paper plans, different teams stuck in their own little worlds with their own data, and just reacting to problems as they exploded. The BIM way? It's a total flip. Now you're working from one shared digital model, one source of truth, and you're spotting those problems before they even have a chance to happen.
So yeah, your role, it evolves. You'll be using a tablet to check the BIM model for plans, not unrolling a giant piece of paper. You'll also be adding information back into the model, things like build stage updates. You'll even use the model to help schedule tasks and handle all those digital sign-offs for quality and safety.
Look, this is a big shift, no doubt about it. And it's going to require some new skills. But with that change comes a massive opportunity for you to grow professionally. So let's talk about how you can get ready for it.
I think this quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. It's not just about learning which buttons to press on a new app. The real key is understanding why you're being asked for this information, and how your small piece of the puzzle fits into the bigger project. Once you get that, everything just clicks into place. And really, the best way to get that deep understanding is through proper training. This isn't something you're just expected to figure out on your own over a weekend.
Investing a little time in developing these skills is going to be incredibly valuable for your career down the line.
The good news is, you are not alone in this. There's a ton of support out there waiting for you. There are specific courses designed for you, like BIM for site managers. Major industry bodies offer training, and there are even online communities you can join to get support and learn from others.
At the end of the day, BIM is just one part of a much bigger trend. The construction industry is going digital. It's all about using technology and data to lower costs, boost quality, and build better, safer buildings. The future of our industry is digital. So the only real question left is, are you ready to help build it? Thanks so much for joining me.